Hello, everybody. Happy Mondays. I'm Sirken, and I almost just disconnected my stream. I'm sorry. Bum, 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 bum. I'm Sirken. It's Monday night, and I'm glad you guys are all here. I don't have pre recorded footage, so I'm going to have to multitask, and I know that is definitely not my strong suit. Um, I'm joined by people this evening. You might have been expecting me by myself doing petition quests, but you know what? That's not a thing. We're doing it how we used to do it. We have guests. Um, First, because mostly of favoritism reasons, we have the wonderful guide Llandris, who you should all really worship. Say hi, pal.
What's up?
And we also have Detoxx of Aftermath. Tell them who hi.
Hello, people.
And we have Breaken from Awakened.
What's up?
Breakin, I feel like your name sounds too close to your guild name, and I don't like the way
It
it
was
comes out
worse
of my
before.
mouth. Oh, you know what? You're right. All right,
Oh yeah,
baby
break
steps.
taken. Yeah.
It's an improvement, but baby steps. Um, the Switch stuff already started. So, hello to everybody who is in chat. I see Warden and Saldio, hello, and Rogan, hello. And Olarison beat the game live and easy, and Author and Vandy and Tellin and Temporal Rift and Lulz and Tellin again because you're special. Rogan's leaving, so we can say bad things now.
I wanted to ask him a question.
Well, that's probably one of the reasons he's leaving.
Yeah, probably.
Where's he going?
Far away from people that want to ask him questions. That's what I would do.
That is what you do.
So yeah, I guess I'm gonna start with Llandris because he is my favorite. Llandris, how long have you been on staff now?
7 months.
How's that going for you?
It is going terrific.
Um, Tell me about it. Tell me about your experiences as a staff member in the last 7 months, and include something if there's people who might be listening who are on the fence about whether they want to join the staff or put in an application to join the staff. What kind of things can they expect? What kind of things do we force you to do? Tell them how horrible we are to you, I guess, really.
Ha. Well, you guys don't force me to do anything. First of all.
Don't tell them that. We have reputations to uphold.
No, it's been great. If you are a player, expect to not have as much playtime. Not. It's mostly by choice, just because there's always stuff to do, whether it's in game, petition quest on the forums. There's always stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you clear a queue out, and then the next day there's 100 more. So,
what do you hate the most? Like, what is the
uh,
thing you least look forward to when you log in on Llandris?
probably IP exemptions.
Just because it's boring as
Just because
shit,
it's
or
well, there's probably every week there's 100, and they are the most time consuming. So if
okay.
you get backlogged a few days, you're looking easily a couple hours just doing exemptions.
Are you the only one doing them right now?
Pretty much. Actually, they're probably backlogged a week or so because I've been doing reimbursements, which is another animal in itself. So.
I mean, I feel like you probably haven't been doing reimbursements, but you've definitely been verifying them.
Well, you know what I mean. My simple job of verifying them.
I know, but I have to be careful because then people are being like, "Oh, he can summon items. He's the
Oh no,
RT funnel."
no. The only thing I summon is player corpses.
Oh, that's so horribly true. We saw a lot of
But
player
it's been
corpses.
great. It really has.
I'm sorry, I was talking over you. What'd you say?
I know. Just saying that it's been great. You know.
Well, buddy, I am glad that you joined staff because let me tell you, there's not too many people that get workloads thrown at them like we throw at you that are just totally cool with it. And I'm glad you are because my life is much shittier when I have to verify my own reimbursements.
Oh man, I can imagine.
Can you? Because I used to have to do that. So let me tell you, I can imagine it super well, and it's really horrible. It's a really horrible thing.
Well, you're welcome.
No, I'm glad. I mean, I don't know if players realize, but essentially, other than the occasional, like, me logging in or Braknar logging in or someone, occasionally logging in to do the in-game stuff, you're pretty much the only one doing the in-game queue at the moment as well. And so,
Yeah.
I think people should know, like, you are busting your ass for them, and you're doing a lot of work for them. And they need to appreciate it. I appreciate it because if you weren't doing those things, I'd have to do those things. I don't want to do those things.
It's the pecking order, man.
Fly mode 1. Yes, it is the pecking order. And, through the wall. And, I think they can see me, which is going to be really weird. But, whatever. They'll just have to. I can't get a good view. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm ill prepared. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to throw out there before I switch to these people that have been causing problems?
No, this is their time to express how they feel. So my 5 minutes of fame are over.
Oh man, you are popular, Llandris. Also 3x3 and Mackie, hello. Burrito, hello, my good friend. That's everybody. I think everyone, hello. If I didn't say your name and I missed it, please don't take it offensively. I just scanned over. There's a lot of you, but hello. Detoxx, Breaken.
Yes, sir.
You are two of the gentlemen who make work for Llandris, kind of. I mean, not directly, but you do things and people petition it, and then he has to see them and scroll through them looking for things.
Oh boy.
I don't think people petition. I think it's just the two of us that petition.
People petition.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know. Oh man. Oh my god. This might be way too soon. But we're alright, it is too soon. I'm gonna acknowledge this is too soon to talk about this, but we're gonna do it in a very appropriate way. Let's talk about BDA for a second.
Should we?
Yeah, it'll be fine. We're gonna hold hands, we're gonna walk slow. We're gonna do this together.
You think they're listening?
What happened? What happened there? Is that strictly because Sirken's a scumbag? Or is that because of other reasons outside of Sirken being a scumbag?
I think, in my opinion, the main reason is because they didn't have the competitive drive to do what needs to be done, and they realized that,
Alright, so you say that.
Unless shit changes drastically, they're probably not going to be getting much.
But I feel like they do have they have competitive players because constantly I see people, like, you look at guilds like Forceful Entry and Omni who were formed out of competitive players within BDA. You look at players who end up leaving BDA because they wanted to, do things with other guilds like Awakened and Aftermath, for example. So, I mean, it's not like none of them wanted to
Why do you
play
think
hard.
they leave?
I
They
think
leave
it's just because
they
Sirken's a
were-
scumbag.
No, they leave BDA and split off into Splinter Guilds because BDA didn't want to do what they wanted to do, which was compete.
Are either of you guys former BDA by chance?
No.
When I first rolled on here, my absolute first tune was in BDA, yes. But
What
nobody
about you,
knows who it
Llandris?
is.
Am I ex-BDA?
Yeah. You don't have to
No.
answer if you don't want to. You can lie if you want. I don't care.
Okay, yes. No, maybe.
All right. Well, now I don't know. But I'm only asking because I was curious if, like, obviously I've never been in BDA, and there's lots and lots of people that seemed super, super happy with their guild, as shown by the amount of people running around in the guild. And so I'm genuinely curious and wondering if it's because they're just upset with the raid scene, if it's because they're upset with the rules I laid out, if they thought something was specific was going to happen with Velious and it didn't happen with Velious. Is it just as simple as they want instanced rating? I mean,
I believe they don't want to have foot racers tracking for that long. The problem is the foot racers are putting in the attention that the mages used to put in, and you only needed one person to do that per mob, and now you need 20 foot racers doing all that work.
You don't need it. We could come to an agreement.
Okay, so you're allowing one person to have fun while the other people just sit there and wait.
why is only one person having fun while others are waiting?
If you're limiting the number of foot racers, obviously not one, but
sorry, yes. So yeah, I mean, I feel like I could argue both sides of that, but at the end of the day, if you have a dozen people that want to run,
right.
like, why shouldn't, like, it feels kind of shitty to be like, you can't. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm
telling
saying.
you it's a rule that you can't because fuck you. Like, that doesn't sound. That just doesn't sound right. Like, I don't like dictating to players how they spend their time. Like, I don't like poop socking. If I felt it was the right thing to do to just make a rule that says, I will ban you if I see you doing anything resembling poop socking. Like, as much as I would love that, I feel like I have no right to tell people how to spend their time. And if you want to spend your time staring at a wall, then that's your choice. Stare at the wall.
Nobody wants to.
A lot of bans going out right now if you went to the fear portal.
You say nobody wants to, but
They have to. That's the
but
problem.
It's happening anyway. And no one's forcing anyone. Like, they don't have to. It's not like you get banned if you don't do it. They're just doing it. Like, one side starts doing it, and then another side starts doing it, and then it's like, well, now they're doing this too. We must think outside the box to one up them.
Well, that's kind of what makes it fun. Well, if it's within limits, obviously. Like practicing FTE running. It's one up.
It happened, Sirken. It happened.
Hold on one second. I'm describing one of your voices as sounding like a serial killer. Just so you know. And I just had to double check to make sure I was sending these to the right person and not one of you guys. Is in a... Okay. So... is that the end of your thoughts on that?
On the BDA?
I guess.
I
don't know. I felt like we moved off of that onto like a side tangent, where we started
think
to.
Perpetual Velious is also a reason.
You think what about Velious?
Think Perpetual Velious is a thing?
Perpetual Velious. It is.
Why do you assume that? Why do you assume that you're just never gonna see anything after Velious? All we've ever said is we're not doing Luckland, and people take that as you're never gonna see different or new, or you're never gonna see content after Stormbrand Mountains is added.
The question is, why did they put up for Canark for 4 years to only last a couple months in Velious?
They had that, dangling carrot of Velious. It's not there anymore.
Because they realized that it was never going to be shared, I guess.
Velious saves everything. Velious fixed everything, remember?
Yeah.
Lulsect, it is Luckland, and I have no information on Discord. There's absolutely no point in asking questions about Discord. There's no new info. If there was new info, I promise I would say it. I would post it, Rogan would post it, we'd get up on our boxes with our megaphones and we'd shout it from the heavens. There's just nothing. Guys, I'm sorry, I got distracted by Lulsect. I need a reminder on literally what we were just talking about. Oh, we were talking about Velious and stuff. Here's the thing. I know we were in Kunark for a super long time. But when Velious came out, there's lots of guilds who didn't have, or rather, there's still lots of guilds that need Kunark content. There's lots of guilds that aren't your two guilds that, for example, need warrior epics very badly. I know one guild in particular, at one point, I don't know if it's still as bad, but at one point they had like a year wait ETA on warrior epics because they rarely got Sev and they rarely got green scales when they did get him. I know other than your two guilds and BDA, really nobody has spent good time in Vishan's Peak. Why aren't these guilds going after that?
I heard recently that one of the sets of guilds, I believe it was CSG, I could be wrong, was working to key up and that they were going to make an attempt. But I believe that's still a month out.
I know one casual guild got tracking on either today or last night, whenever he last spawned, and he dropped 3 teeth for them, and they said that they were actually maybe thinking about doing it. I don't know. I feel like there's so much content still in Kunark for so many guilds that there's only 2 guilds on this entire server that have any ground to stand on to bitch about there not being enough content. And spoiler alert, it's your guys' guilds. I mean, yes, Velious is, if they just want Velious, that sucks. Because A, there's a lot of stuff they haven't done yet, and B, it's still the same. I mean, I don't know why they thought it would be a different problem with Velious. The problem with Kunark was that the top guilds killed the top content. Why did they not expect the top guilds to kill the top content in Velious?
I think they expected it wouldn't all get locked down.
But I mean,
there would be more options.
Out the gates, if any of them were here for Lachlan, Jesus Christ, for Kunark release, I mean, people went hard in the paint on goddamn Circlet of Shadow Camp. There were guilds talking about locking that down till Velious. Obviously, that didn't happen, but my point is, people go real hard in the paint on new content. Like, expecting to see Velious stuff within the first, 6 to 8 months is kind of insane unless you're actually willing to make an effort, in my opinion. Your guys' top crazy guilds have been salivating at the mouth for Velious for years. Like, I don't think they would just, your guilds would just get a couple kills and then all of a sudden be like, okay, we're good. We're done with Velious. You guys have a blast. Has it been a year? It hasn't been a year, Man of War. Velious came out in August. It was supposed to come out in June, but then we made we had that super awesome agreement with Daybreak, in which we as a sign of awesomeness rescheduled our release until August. So it hasn't been a year. Oh, Jesus. I feel like Breaken and Detoxx are dealing with a thing right now that happened. Llandris!
Yes, I am. I apologize.
No, you guys are fine. I know what you guys are dealing with. You know what? I might actually go there. Llandris!
Yo.
Me and you are going to have to make some words, because I'll tell you a story. A thing just popped, and they're dealing with it.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
So me and you are just gonna have to carry the show for a little bit.
Cool.
Did you play, and can you tell us, or do you feel comfortable? Again, you can lie if you want to. You can just make up a person and pretend that's who you were. But did you play in a rate like a more serious rating guild or a more casual guild when you were a player?
I was part of a raiding guild, yes.
What did you think of it? Like, as someone who was in Kunark for a while, had Velious on the horizon, Velious comes out. What's your opinion? You were a player at one point, and now you're a staff member, so you've got kind of two perspectives that most people don't have, as most people are only players.
Um, the tracking is terrible,
The tracking is
but
terrible.
it's part of the game, part of this game.
Did you raid on live?
No,
No.
I did not.
All right. Well, that's not going to be very helpful.
Officer, somebody loot that soul leech.
You are talking to me.
Joe, you need True Spirit?
Hey, Breaken.
Somebody do it. What's up?
I can hear you.
You can hear me?
Yes. So I don't
That's
know
weird.
if your team speak can hear you, which is why I mentioned it. For some reason, oh, there we go. Now it's on. Now I can fly. I see Draco's already dead. Oh, it looks like Awakened killed Draco. Good job, Awakened.
Thank you.
You're gonna have to answer for that later, Detoxx. Go to this. Why are things not doing what I want them to do? Am I like super lagging right now? How's Fear for you guys?
25 MS.
Interesting. Interesting.
It's your keyboard.
No,
It's lagging you.
my keyboard would never do that. Would never do that. My keyboard loves me. Oh man, this is just the worst. I don't have time for this madness. So, Llandris,
Yep.
why didn't Velious fix things? I'm getting like 252 ping. I have to restart.
You still have the top guilds going after, Kunark mobs. Same thing. Even BDA was experiencing, competition in VP. So
Was there though? Because I thought you guys were just rotating VP.
you can ask Chest, but probably why they went to Finney.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't honestly know why they went to Finney. I mean, I know what I've heard, which is basically that I'm a scumbag and the rules are stupid, and I can do fuckery, and basically if I would just pull my head out of my ass and do what do what they want, then everything would be fine. And
Right.
I could be super wrong, and I'm not singling out any one guild, but I think a lot of people want instance rating and or a rotation, and that's just not what we're doing. I mean, literally almost every other MMO in the world right now has instance rating. And so if that's really super important to what you want for your playstyle, you can do that. It's just not something we're going to offer. We're never going to have instance rating on the server, ever.
No.
I mean, it's not classic, but it's not EverQuest. Like, EQ is open world rating. That's what EQ is. And so when people try to go against that, even though Live has it now, it's not what we want to do.
Right.
I mean, if that's like the end all be all is instance rating, if that's the end game for anybody, like, they probably shouldn't play on this server. because it's not going to be a good time for them. And that sucks. Like, I don't ever want to tell somebody not to play here, but
I mean, you're being honest, so.
it is honest. I mean, if I wanted to play a game, I'll just use Elder Scrolls for an example. If I wanted to play ESO, and they were like, "Look, we're not going to have a Thieves Guild or a Dark Brotherhood or a crime system," and I was like, "I need these things," and they're like, "We're just not going to do it," then either I have to deal with it not being a thing, or I have to find a different game. Like, those are my choices. And if I just stick around but still continue to complain, that doesn't that's not doing anyone any good. It's not helping me any. It's not helping anyone else any. I mean, I don't know. I feel some guilds also are of the mindset that if they just hold out and just bunker down in their I will not budge position, that maybe some staff member will step in and give them either rotations or some kind of show up, press the button, get the loot. And I don't like that. Like, I just don't like it. Oh.
I mean, I think you have players that enjoy the competition, you know? If there was a rotation, that, you know, they might not find it fun and quit.
Breaking, you were in Taken. Yeah, that does sound really bad. You were in Taken when Class R was a thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Were you also in Taken before Class R and C was a thing?
Yeah. That's the only guild I've ever been in. That and Awakened. I mean, yeah, Awakened.
Okay. Let me see something real quick, because you guys are spamming. Oh my god. Alright. You guys have fun with your fucking bajillion hit point mob. So back to you, Llandris. I don't know. When did you start playing as a player?
2012.
12. So you were here before the class system.
Yep.
Were you in a casual guild or raid guild before the class system?
I was in a raid guild without going into too many details.
Right, I won't ask any other like identifying information. But so basically you do have experience with both. If you were in a Class R guild, a guild that decided to stay in Class R, and the rotation played out the way it did, everything played out the way it did, would you have been happy with that, or would you have tried to get into a Class C guild just for, like, or whatever? I'm not going to put reasons in your brain. But would you have been happy like that, or would you have tried to get into a Class C guild?
I probably would have tried to get into a Class C.
Okay. Oh my God.
I don't know. I'm not sure rotations are the answer, but
I got Manowar. All right, guys. I promise I'm gonna start looking at chat. So if you do the @Sirken P99, I'll see it. And if you said questions earlier and I missed it, ask it again, because I really haven't been paying too much attention. But author Christopher, I don't know. You don't have to worry about instances. That was what that whole rant was about. Manowar says BDA didn't want instance rating, just a path of progression that didn't involve 20 racers for 16-hour blocks of time.
I said that.
I know, but if you split 16 hours across 20 people, that's less than an hour a person. I don't even feel like that's so bad. Like, we don't force people to spend 16 hours there. You guys decide to do that, and it forces everybody else to do that. Because instead of just setting terms and sticking with them, and I'm not saying you guys like your two guilds, I'm saying literally everybody, they're constantly trying to one-up each other. Oh shit, point to Kazakh. They failed. Llandris, I don't know if you're in fear right now, but they failed.
Yeah, I can see that.
So...
It happens.
I mean, I feel like this is more successful. I'm going to look at this for now. I won't broadcast all the death. Well, what say you on path of progression? You've got points of views that are unique. Do you think there actually is a path of progression? Do you think it's absurd that guilds should have to track mobs and blah 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 things?
Are you talking to me?
I sure am. Nobody else. Everyone
Oh, my
else
bad.
is dealing with Kazakhstan at the moment.
Sorry, I'm
it's just
watching
you.
CT just annihilate.
Oh, CT's done. Round 1 went to him.
Yeah. All right, go ahead. Sorry, man.
I was just asking, as someone who has experience as a player and as a staff member, do you think there is a path of progression for guilds on this server? Like, if you come here and you start a guild, do you have a chance to get to the top? Can you progress as a guild, or do you?
If you
think
have-
they're fucked.
No, I mean, of course you can. You just have to have players that put in the man hours.
Do you think it's
That's what the top guilds have. They have players that are willing to, to track for however long, 10 hours, longer, 30 hours.
Do you think it's absurd that that's a thing? Not, I mean, both that they do it, but also that that's kind of like, I guess, an expected thing at this point.
Currently, yeah, I think it is. If you want to be in the top guild, you need to have players that are dedicated to track for you to get FTE on these mobs.
Okay. Do you have an opinion on limiting the amount of FTEers? Because I've had this brought up to me by some players and by some staff members as something some players want.
Why would they want a limit on it? Who wants a limit on it, first of all?
I mean, I've heard it from both high-end guilds and I've heard it from lower-end guilds. Like, it's not just the casuals or just the Class C no-lifers.
I don't see a reason to limit it now, unless I'm uninformed on something.
See, I don't know. I'm going to ask them when they're done with CT. And I wish Braknar was here because I know he had opinions on that. But unfortunately,
I've returned.
He's not. Oh, welcome back, sir.
Yeah. What's up?
I didn't really look at the corpses. Did you guys wipe on CT or was that them? That was you guys, wasn't it?
That was totally us.
I mean, if you want to train them real quick and get it back, I promise I'll close my eyes.
Okay. Somebody train somewhere.
Breaken, cover your ears.
I think they killed all the ads.
This is what happens every time. We pull it in with all the ads and wind up getting fucked.
I think I remember the first time that Fear was revamped, and I think it was Tegan that wiped with like 10% left, and Rampage sniped it once they were all dead.
At like 3 or 5% or something.
Yeah, it was less than 10, and I remember Hoku was like, "Can I engage?" And I'm like, "If everyone's dead."
Hey, Awaken did that to us with a VM. That's 6%.
Yep.
Yeah. If everyone's dead and he drops, aggro, go ahead. And that was pretty funny.
Good times.
Detoxx, what say you on limiting the amount of FTEers?
My opinion on it is that it takes, I don't know, let's just do math here. 20 mobs, 16 hours, that's 160. 320 hours times 20, which is, 3,200, 6,400 man hours for 1 week of Windows. So that's kind of extreme, if you ask me.
But isn't it better to have that split across as many people as possible?
I mean, that's not how it works. Everybody's there for every mob because they're all important.
Alright.
It's not like, say, all right, you three cover this one, you three cover that one. Now when something spawns, they all run for it.
But if it's a super good idea, why can't the guilds just come together and agree to do that on their own? Why does the staff have to step in and say, you can only have X amount of people?
I mean, it's also, from a casual end, they come to here, and if you look right now, there's probably 15 Awakened, 15 Aftermath, and 2 Europa running up.
Running up for what?
Anything that they choose to run up for, anything that spawns.
So, again, why can't you guys just get together and set a thing?
Do you read the raid forums, Sirken?
Very rarely.
I've tried to make so many different things an agreement, and there's always a reason for this guild not to want to and that guild not to want to. So it just kind of has to be something that's put into effect. I'm FT Drush, bro.
Are you really, or are you just talking shit?
Who, me? Yeah, I am. Sorry, that was my opposite chat.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's my stance on it. I just think that for a emulated game on an emulated version of the emulated game to put it that much man hours into it is just absolutely insane.
I guess my problem is I don't see how it makes it better, I guess, is my problem. Like, I don't see how limiting the number of racers will improve anything, because you're still going to have people that need to be ready at the drop of a hat if they're going to poop sock.
Well, not really, not anymore, because you got an hour to log people on and get it ready.
Yeah, but I'm talking for the actual FTEers. They're still going to need to be ready to go to tag that mob.
Yeah, but I mean, instead of 15 people ready to go, you can have 3 or 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel about it. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I mean, Toggin has a question for you. He wants to know why you think it's extreme now, but 4 months ago, you were more than willing to poop sock everything for as long as it took. What's changed?
I don't talk to my competition.
He actually just got tagged today, and it's not even to raid.
He's been in there forever. What are you talking about? The Rogue?
Toggin.
Rampage?
Yeah, no.
Oh, well,
he still got tagged today.
We already killed Rampage, so he's still my competition.
Oh, zing.
No, but I don't know. It's just before, because first of all, when it all went down in the beginning, Koth Maging, Awaken came to me and said they don't want to Koth anymore and they want to do run-ups, and I was against it because I thought it would just be a shit show, which it really is. And I never really wanted to do run-ups. When I proposed the idea of it, it was just for Tormax.
Mm-hmm.
Because, Tormax was getting trained, his guards were getting trained all over the place, and people in the arena were getting smoked, so I figured it would be a good rule for there, but doing it in TOV is just, or even just North TOV is a mess.
As a whole, how do you feel about the cough racing versus the foot racing?
Man hours wise, I'd rather have coughing back. Foot racing is definitely more fun though.
I agree.
That's it's just a lot of man hours for fake dragons.
But again,
they're real if you believe hard enough.
Nobody's forcing you guys to put in those hours.
I mean, yeah, but
like,
you say
guys
that.
Just keep doing it because you want to get an advantage on each other, and it keeps going until it gets crazy.
If we don't put in those hours, the other guild's going to, and then we lose. So we have no choice.
If there was just more mobs.
I
think the mob count went up 5 times. Still the same way. I think we need cats on the moon. That's my opinion.
Cats on the moon?
That's not happening.
Get the fuck out.
I would.
I think we need planes of power.
That's not happening.
I would be so intrigued.
I love Plains Power too.
I would love to see how loosen raiding would happen on this server. Because I didn't see Velious being this way. That's for sure. You know, back when we were on beta and stuff, I was like, nah, there's no way that we're going to pull shit to the zone in and kill it without ever killing a trash mob and log in and log out in 5 minutes. But here we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I can say about it. I know I have expressed concern about that. I know other staff members have done math to compare, like, how many mobs P99 has had to how many mobs Live has had for the time period, like, if you count all the downtimes and the repops and the patches. And I was told we're behind, if I understood correctly. So,
Oh, we're way behind.
We can justify more mobs a lot of different ways. I've always been a huge advocate of more repops. I think I've made that super clear. And I mean, anything I can do to make that a thing, I will definitely fight for that. Like, I 100% know that that's a good thing and that it will help, just because it will simply toss more bones to other guilds. I mean, even the occasional kill of a target is a morale boost. If it gets somebody their epic, or if it's just something, say a mob they have never been able to kill before, it's really good for their guild morale. It keeps them happy, it keeps them logging in, it keeps them trying. I mean, it's okay to fail as long as you win once in a while. You still feel good enough to keep trying.
Yeah. I mean, as I said to you earlier, and what I wanted to ask Rogian was, you know, just put one repop a week on a plus minus 84-hour variance. There you go. No more regular spawns.
See, that I don't think would ever be a thing. Getting rid of regular spawns, I don't see happening. Because, I mean, that's not classic at all. But, I don't know, do you have, if you could wave a magic wand and add something to the raid rules or take something away, like, what would you do? I mean, obviously, this is a work in process, and I'm making adjustments kind of on the fly based on player feedback. If there's something that you would find very important for me to be aware of, or if you have a suggestion, like, what would it be?
Right now, I think the biggest thing to fix a lot of problems we're having would just be using Scale Wolf.
I don't think it's going to fix a lot of TOV issues. It might fix Kale and a couple of the early TOV ones, but anything past that, you're still going to want Sao.
Makes it a little bit harder. Instead of just having 4 bards chain DA all the way up to Sisters, you know?
Well, that's what I'm saying, but people will still just use Sao and chain DA up to doubles, triples. But anything closer, look, CSG just got, yeah.
Good for them.
I guess are they going to Cawthon?
I don't know. I think we should train over them.
God damn it.
Just kidding, by the way.
I feel like neither of you guys should make jokes like that, because people take it serious and get
Oh, it was a joke.
super rustled.
Last time they were at Qatar, I tried to move my entire raid into East Wing to kill Dozakar instead of training over them.
Are we talking about, like, last Wednesday?
Last Monday, yeah.
Oh, I might have been in TOV. Llandris was with me in TOV, actually, for that, the Qatar.
Yep.
That was not fun.
Hey, Sirken.
Yeah.
Braknar's around. You can call him.
Oh, can I?
Oh, he was just dodging you, Sirken.
Man.
Inner turmoil in the staff ranks.
This fucking guy. Should I add Braknar?
Adam.
Hold on.
You got Breaken throwing him right under the bus.
Oh my
Oh,
lord.
another thing I would add is please at least add foot races to Dane. Because it's the one mob that actually makes sense. So
I
people actually
understand.
have time to turn in.
I see. Alright, well, I'm gonna add Braknar then.
Although I guess we don't have to worry about the 1 hour, 59 minutes, and 48-second cost anymore.
Yeah, I guess not. Oh my god, I swear to god, if he doesn't answer, I'm just gonna lose my mind.
I think you should fire him.
Right? I should just get him on stream and be like, you're fired. That's what you get. He says he sees a thing that looks not right, and I feel like he should just click on it anyway. I feel like that would be... He says try again. What? Stop typing. Just untitled conversation. Yeah, dummy, because you haven't been in this conversation. I wonder if he thinks it's just me. You're not getting hacked. Just answer the Skype call. I promise it's safe. I understand why you might be a little skeptical as of late. So, speaking of that, for anyone who might be wondering why my chat is being spammed, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys, that's Green Grocer. He's still super disgruntled about some shit. What can I say? He got removed from staff. He took it very poorly. He went after Braknar. He's been trying endlessly to get people to join his crusade against P99 with all of his efforts. He then went ahead and started releasing the account information of players, which saw his Reddit account get banned and saw at least one of his Twitch accounts, his actual like streaming Twitch accounts, get banned. He got another streamer you guys might know as Red Jams. He got Red Jams banned from Twitch. And really, since his little e-terrorist methods haven't been effective on staff members so far, he decided that that he was going to start going after players. I'm not sure why he thinks that's going to get you guys to think he is in the right or to join his holy crusade against P99. But that is why that is happening. So if you are getting whispers or if you are getting any kind of stupid harassment from stupid people on the Twitch here, put them on ignore or report them to Twitch. But just know that is your lovely neighborhood grocer harassing the shit out of you and I guess attempting to release information on player accounts and real life information about P99 staff. So I am super sorry that you guys have to deal with that. I know it's not pleasant. I know it's super shitty. I know it's very bothersome.
I think it's fun for to watch him guess who I am.
I mean, yes.
I'm somebody else every other week.
Yes, the whole that thing is mildly amusing. I actually was gonna make a joke about that earlier, and Braknar, you suck so fucking bad at Skype. I was gonna make a joke about that, but then I decided not to fan the flames. But I don't know. I do know that he harasses other streamers a lot. I visit stream channels a lot, and recently I won't even log in sometimes. Like, I'll just watch anonymously because I don't want that person to get harassed simply because I'm there. I don't feel that's fair to them. And I know one streamer like at least 88 different accounts he made to follow them with stupid different various random names. And then, he'll log on his normal account and act like none of that ever happened. He's literally the definition of like mentally unstable. And like, I'm not trying to make fun, I'm not trying to talk shit, I'm being completely honest. He is I feel like he's a dangerous sociopath. And I feel like sometimes I'll hear things. Like, I was talking with a friend, and they were like, "Oh, well, blah blah blah, this person is a greengrocer sympathizer." And I just about lost my mind, because either that person is a complete and utter scumbag, or they're so misinformed on the subject that they have no right to have an opinion on it. And so, it happens, but what can you do? So yeah, guys, I'm sorry that if you're being spammed or harassed, but you can send all your lovely hate mail to Greengrocer. I'm sure he would love to hear your opinions on the matter. He definitely craves attention. He definitely hasn't been hugged enough. So go ahead, give him some messages. It'll give him something to do with his time. Alright, well, we can't get Braknar because his Skype hates him, apparently.
Now he's in.
What?
I'm showing 4 people.
I'm not.
It still says 3 participants, but his icon is in here.
Oh, dude, I don't even see his icon.
I just clicked on it and it left.
Alright. A+.
I think he's here.
I mean, I don't hear or see him.
Yeah, he's there. He typed
I'm in your streams.
There he is.
There you are.
Oh, it said call failed now. Oh, he's back. Are you like in the middle of a tornado right now? Or like on a boat? Or not? Any of those things?
He
How
was
about
here. There he is.
Hi, Braknar. How are you doing this fine evening?
Oh, doing well. Do I still sound like I'm in a tornado?
It's not that you sounded like you were in a tornado. It was that it sounded like a tornado was preventing you from using the internet.
That may have been. I don't know what the hell was going on. It was, it's like I kept seeing untitled conversation, and then all of a sudden it popped in and filled in names, and I was like, oh, what the hell? So I clicked right click and joined, and there you are.
I see. Alright, so listen. I need Braknar. I just ranted about Greengrocer because he's upsetting me.
He's like Beetlejuice. Stop saying his name.
He was here before anyone said his name.
Oh, okay.
And so then I got angry, and I was like, you know what? He's harassing people. And I don't know if everybody knows exactly he's the person harassing them, or that he's the person who released their account information by posting it on Reddit and having people link it in their stream titles. But I feel like they should definitely know who's responsible for that. So that when he goes into other people's streams, all like, oh, but I'm an innocent victim, and oh, woe is me, and poor things that have happened. They'll actually know, like, oh, no, you're not a victim. You're a piece of shit. I heard about you on Sirken's stream. And so I just kind of addressed that. I don't know if you want to weigh in on that. You can if you want to, but I won't force you to.
Sounds like you covered the bases.
The bases are pretty well covered, I'm not gonna lie. So, Braknar, some of the things that you missed on this wonderful evening, and I know you definitely have an opinion on one of them, was limiting the amount of people involved in the FTE foot race.
Yes.
Well,
yeah,
I don't know.
It seemed like it would be a reasonable thing to limit. Like, I hadn't really even considered it an option until earlier today. Detoxx had mentioned it. I'm like, that seems reasonable. Mostly because we were already limiting the trackers. I don't know. I don't see any significant negatives to it, to be honest.
That's my boy Braknar.
Oh, well, really? No. Tell me. Like, I'm open for options. I'd love to hear negatives. Like, I want to hear like why people don't like it.
Well, one of the reasons people don't like it is because if they actually enjoy racing for a mob, now they're not going to be able to if their guild has more than X amount of people that want to do it.
Trust me, there's plenty.
If you limit it, how do you get to pick who gets to FTE?
Well, I'm sure you're going to be picking Muay Thai.
Well, no, I was just saying. Well, I mean, in that context, I imagine, like, say a guild has, each guild can have no more than 5. You guys internally decide amongst yourselves how you want to choose the 5. But it sounds like you don't like it, Breaking. So I want to hear like why you just would rather, like, you guys have more than 5 guys that want to do it all the time, or?
Yeah, we do. The thing is, I keep saying killing the mob is not that fun when you got an hour to prep. Obviously, you're trying to do it as quick as possible so that you're unlocked, but that's the easy part. Doing the actual foot race is what's fun. But it's like I said earlier, it sucks sitting here waiting 16 hours. I agree with that, but doing the actual foot races.
Here, I
said lower variance. That would be great.
Here, Breaking, I got a proposal for you. We'll take away between us two the hour thing in Instapoll, and any other guild can still have their hour. Problem solved.
The problem is just because your 2 guilds don't need an hour, and because you can stomp those mobs in 10 minutes, as you saw last week when CSG was trying to do Ikatar, not everybody can do a mob in an hour. And it's either because they don't exactly know how to pull it correctly, or they don't exactly have the experience in killing it, or sometimes maybe they just don't have the force required to kill it. But
that's what I mean. Keep an hour for them, and us two will go back to no longer requiring an hour to kill it.
Right, but I'm saying putting a limit on racers on the grounds that it's boring to kill mobs when you have an hour, I disagree with, because I know some guilds that need literally every minute of that hour, and if they get the kill, it's still fun for them. Like, it's still not a for sure thing, even with the hour.
Well, I mean, killing the mob, yeah, it's always fun seeing what's on it and getting loot for your guild, but that's not the excitement. The excitement is running up, being that first guy up there, or even just in the top group, going for FTE.
Well, yeah, but that's it's
even if you limit the number of foot racers, people aren't going to log out, so you're still going to have other people socking, just like you always do. So why, if they're going to sit behind the race, just sitting there buffing or doing whatever, just let them race.
I get that. Go ahead, Braknar.
People said
yeah, good.
So I was just gonna say, people said for Kale, I think last week, they're like, oh, you got 20 foot racers, but the fact is we didn't. We had like maybe 10. The other 10 were sitting at the zone in AFK. Like, they're not all foot racers.
You should look at this TOV door right now.
Yes.
I don't want to look at TOV door. So what I was going to ask is sort of a corollary of talking about the racers in general. What do you guys feel the races? It sounds like I think I know the answer, but do you feel the racing was a good change, a bad change, or it could be better with ... I
thought it was good, or it was good in theory until a few weeks of doing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys think it's better or worse
fun again,
than the coffee?
The foot racing. I think it requires more tracking.
Yes. So much more man hours.
Yes, but better or worse than cough.
Worse.
The cough shit. Oh my god, the TOV room is a mess.
See, there would only be 15 people there if we had caps.
Can you count how many people are here? Is that something you can do, Sirken?
There's 136 in the zone.
No. Well, that's because CSG's up by Sevillac. They have
second iron window. I hope they don't get rolled.
I mean, I would have to there's no command I can do to be like, who all TOV entrance. That's not a real thing.
I just meant if you could see the name tags, nameplates.
I see I see some Azor Guard. I see some Awakened. I thought I saw Rampage, but I guess that said Ramblin'. Awakened, Aftermath, Azor Guard. That's really anonymous. There's one anonymous.
Think about that poor one anonymous guy right now.
There's a bunch of Azor Guard in the back here.
They're going for Sevalak. He's up. They have FTE on him.
Oh, so they're getting their life together.
Yeah.
Is basically what you're telling me.
The anonymous guy has very good odds getting anything in East and West. And anything, I'm just saying, the same amount of odds. You're right, not very good odds.
Very good. I thought it was like better than most.
No.
How can his odds be the same as 15 versus 1?
It only takes one guy to win.
I mean, that is true. That is true.
Except for when you're going into deep north when you need bards or just suicide people. However, you still only need one person because if you're second or third, the guy in first and second are probably going to die.
Would it be better if we moved the starting lineup?
Yes, for the love of God.
Sirken.
Again, you don't read raid,
Yeah,
raid
you
forums,
don't
dude.
read.
I can't read the raid discussion forum when people constantly fill it with shit.
Let's see, where is it?
There's
Petition
a
to
lot
move
of shit in
FE
that forum.
starting point to the zone-in stairs. That would be great, please.
Wasn't the whole point of this to stop pulling mobs to the entrance? What's the point of moving the lineup so that you could pull to the entrance?
I mean,
It's crowded.
I could also say you can't kill at the entrance. I don't know. Here's the thing. If I say they can't kill at the entrance, they kill where your guild is at the west exit.
You can kill in these cubbies, and we've done it.
Not with gating and CHing mobs.
We've done
And
it.
now that
You
Vulag
just
Air
need to
is
kill
going to
both.
start gating, no thank you.
You just need to kill both and then push it back and forth between the two cubbies.
I mean, I'm aware of how it would work, but with the way shit is right now, shit would get stuck. You push into the doorway, it gets stuck.
Yeah, what's up with... When are we going to see mobs stop falling through the world? I'm just kidding.
That's a question for Haynar. Just look
Which-
for Haynar.
I would
No, I
say
think-
if
Which
you
zone? Which zone are you
fixed, I
talking
think.
about?
Every zone.
Yeah.
All
Well, apparently
broken
they're not
things.
really in... They're not in the ground, it's just a graphics bug.
Is
Their
it
mobs
is it
still
happening
live.
in is it happening in Great Divide still with the Ring War?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Seldomly.
We had a mob fall through Plane of Growth floor the other day. Like, really, really far down, too.
I mean, that's happened since the server's existence. This is different, though. This is
Yeah.
like, you put it in a corner, and it's like glitching in and out of the corner.
Yeah,
Right.
the mob's still in the corner, though. It's a graphics bug. And I think I've been told it's fixed. It's just waiting on a reset. I'm not positive about that, though.
I see.
Haynar is definitely working on padding, and as far as the Ring War, I believe it is fixed, waiting for
Yeah.
a patch. So.
That was awesome.
Well, we haven't done one since it's been a 3-day spawn with a stupid variance as well.
Well, the loot's fixed, that's for sure, which is good.
I muted my mic to burp, and at that moment I received a text message, so I muted the sound from you guys. It was the best timing ever.
You're the man.
I know. Keister said something about something. I get things if someone can find someone to take ownership of the night defense cap bug. I don't know if that's a real thing or not, but if you have a bug, you need to report it on our forums at www.project1999.com in our bug forum section. That's where the devs will see it, and that's how it will get fixed. Me, Braknar, Llandris, we're not devs. We're CSR, and they're very separated. So that's where your bug and broken things need to go. Toggin wants me to make sure that I don't let Detoxx make me think that he gives a shit about casuals. So, granted, I do know that.
Sorry your guild died, bro.
What guild was he in?
Rampage.
Oh, that's sad. Or would you clump known alliances together? I don't, I missed the beginning. If you limited the number of racers, how would it go for alliances? Would Anonymous and Divity, I just said Divity, like that's a real thing. If Anonymous and Divity would each get 10 people, I'm pretty sure in the past we have considered guilds raiding together as one entity. I know there's been times where we have banned or suspended two guilds because they were raiding together when the infraction happened. So I would say if two guilds were raiding together, they would get the same amount of racers as one guild. That would be like my instant knee-jerk reaction if such a thing existed. I don't know, Braknar, what do you think about that? If two guilds are working together, they still only get the same amount as one, yeah?
Well, see, it becomes difficult to note that. You're right.
But I mean, if Awakened and Aftermath work together, then do they get 10?
Exactly. That's the thing.
One.
And who's to say, like, they just tell us we're not working together? Well, I guess. Well, then how do we fall? How do we solve this with the trackers?
Trust me,
Like,
I would know.
Well, yeah, I guess
I
so.
have people in literally all of these guilds that tell me things. There's one guild in CSG. I was reading their goddamn officer forums the other day, and it's amazing some of the shit these people complain about. I can't get into it because then that guild will know exactly who they are.
I'm gonna
But
start calling you the Spider.
you could. You
You're
could.
gonna.
I mean, here's the thing though. Like, as much as I love and trust all of your great guild leader peoples, I don't. And so I like having regular members that I just chit chat with, and maybe some of them become officers, and I keep chit chatting with them, and then they give me information because they know it's in the best interest of the server. And I like that. I like having people that trust me and people that I can trust, and it's just a wonderful river of flowing information. Mac P99 has a question for Breaken and Detoxx. He wants to know how it is Awakened and Aftermath's fault that CSG DA is so casual.
DA, what?
CSG, what?
CSG, Divinity, and Anonymous.
Oh.
It's your fault that they are casual players. I'd like to hear your reasoning. Why have you made them casual?
Because we all have neckbeards and no jobs, and we neglect our children.
Have you offered to share your shaving secrets with them?
Yeah, don't shave. It helps.
It's just that simple. Anybody could be a neckbeard. Thank you for the question, Mac. Daldane says in all caps that it would be better if you don't pull mobs to the zone line. Fantastic. Kill at west entrance. Caps lock on purpose for effect. I hate you.
I can't say I disagree with him. I don't. I'm sorry.
I mean,
we give ample warning.
I don't think they should be allowed to kill in the entrance room. Unless no one else is there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
My personal opinion is it should be treated kind of like the plane of hate, where if no one's there, go ahead and pull any wherever you want, to the entrance, to the stairway, I don't care. But if another guild is at the zone in, you don't pull any there. And
what do you consider people? You say unless anyone is there.
You know, businesses, tools, guild banks, things of that nature. Those are all people. No, you just people. If you see another, like, for example, there's clearly at least 3 guilds in the entrance of TOV. I won't count the one Omni I see. I don't see any Europa here. I see one. I did see one Anonymous, but I don't. Oh, there he is. I see one Anonymous. I won't count them because it's only one. But definitely Azure Guard is here. Definitely Awakened is here. Definitely Aftermath is here.
I think that's my point, is that there's always people at the entrance.
Well, then maybe people shouldn't pull to the entrance, is my opinion. I think a lot of people also assume that I just automatically and magically do whatever I want to do and whatever I feel like doing, and don't realize there's lots of things that I would do if I felt I could do that. But yeah, if I could wave a magic wand, people wouldn't be allowed to kill here. I think it's stupid, and I think anyone who kills something here is going to have a negative impact on other players 100% of the time. That's what I think. Let's see. Keister says there's a multi-page bug report regarding Knight defense, and Knight is not a class in EverQuest. If you mean Shadow Knights and Paladins, say that. But if you just mean one of them, say that too.
Both of them.
Well,
It's
then
terrible.
put it in the bug forum thing. I'm not a dev. www.project1999.com. Bug forum. Click on that. All our devs are there. They will help you with all of the things. But I cannot help you with broken things. If you limit racers and they all die, then what? Then they race again, I'd imagine.
Or that one smart rogue that stayed behind.
Right? Weekly earthquakes would fix everything. I don't know about that, but I do know weekly earthquakes would make everybody happier. Let's see. Just wait till we all desync. Yeah, actually, Alaris. That is something I know me and Braknar have had multiple conversations about. You guys might not realize this, but he absolutely has been arguing for the casual side of things. And one of the arguments against taking people away from the entrance for killing things is that they'll just go to West Exit, and then all of a sudden now you've got between 200 and 300 people there.
That's not true. You don't need to log in for any mob you don't get FTE on. We
But
don't even bat phone mobs we
realistically,
don't get FTE on.
If you are on a mob that Guild B wants, and they have a chance of fucking your engagement up by desyncing you, do you think they're going to log out?
I mean, I guess that's true if both
'Cause
guilds
I
are on
don't.
top of each other.
I mean, if
There's
you
also
want to
the
just
training
pretend,
aspect.
if you want to just pretend everybody's awesome and nice all the time, then sure. But I feel like people would purposely try to desync because of bullshit. Burrito, to answer your question, you are my favorite player on P99.
I mean, in all reality, where else could we possibly go?
The Cubbies.
Fuck the Cubbies.
Why? It's one mob. You kill two. Kill them both, and then
It's
you
not
can
about the
gate
mobs. It's these mobs glitch out, they get stuck, and then it's gonna gate, and then it's fucked up. No, I don't even want to risk that.
Braknar, are you Braknar99?
There's more.
Yes.
There's
Okay.
more room at this Cubbies than at LTK.
I mean, you say that, but I feel like you're only saying that because you're at LTK.
Yeah, how about we switch, and then you figure out, you do the Cubbies.
I don't think you guys would want to do LTK. You never have.
Oh, we have. LDK's great. I would love to be there. It's just kind of always been the thing for a while now. Rampage killed at LDK, we stayed at the zone in to avoid desyncing. And now with the whole your raid can't be in the same wing as the spawn, we can't even like move somewhere north, etc., etc. And then cough on the spawn or something. There's just nowhere else to go.
I mean,
I thought we talked about getting rid of the wing exclusion stuff.
I mean, at this point, the wing exclusion's pointless because as long as you're racing from the entrance, it doesn't really matter.
I thought we had a conversation about that, but I don't remember where I mean like Sirken and I, but I don't remember where we landed on it or if we even landed on it.
I don't know. We've had lots of conversations that kind of just like fizzle into stalemates.
That's accurate.
Oh shit. So, Braknar, do you think you can talk for like 60 or 70 solid seconds about a thing?
Oh, good lord.
Literally anything you want. You get to pick the topic.
All right, we'll see if we can fill some time. How
I
about that?
really gotta pee so bad. So bad. I have to pee. And I don't want to, and I've been trying to put it off. But you know what? I'm not gonna be able to put it off much longer. I'm being real.
Well, see, this is the important questions then. So yeah, Aftermath and Awaken, do you guys coffee can under the desk to prevent this sort of an issue, or?
What does that mean?
Come on, the coffee can under the desk.
Oh,
In a
got it,
coffee
got it.
can and just slide it to the
Gatorade
side
bottle.
when you're done.
Gatorade bottle.
The server's all about pooping in socks, not peeing in cans.
Alright, Braknar, you're in charge.
I think Sirken is communicating to us from the bathroom.
He's
Or he just said
yelling.
he left. Yeah. I think he used to actually have a wireless headset, and a couple times he took it to the restroom with him. Anywho,
Crazy.
so Llandris, you haven't said a whole lot here. What are your thoughts on the pulling to this entrance of TOV?
Uh, if it were up to me, it would be at their spawn point, but it's not very favorable here.
Yeah, we've gone around it. I believe the idea has been floated a couple times of maybe perma-rooting stuff in TOV, and it's too non-classic for folks. So that's just not going to happen.
Yeah. I
But
tried to convince Nobog one night, and it was not happening. So
yeah, he definitely is all about the classic, and that's one thing too. That's some homework for actually both of you fellows. If you guys can figure out exactly what was variance in classic era, we
Plus
don't know.
minus 1 hour.
Was it really only plus or minus 1 hour? Are you sure?
I don't
A
believe
lot-
you. I
A
don't
lot of
believe
them
you at all.
have variance. A lot didn't have variance.
Sounds like
And I
bullshit.
Plus minus 1 hour was the variance for anything that had a variance.
He's class C scum, Braknar. Don't listen.
I don't
to
know.
him.
Ask Daldin or ask Olivia or something. They know. But I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, and then when they did a repop, it wasn't just like everything spawns at once. It was like a rolling repop where something spawned and then another thing would spawn an hour later, and just go through all the mobs.
So Liquid, this fella in Stream Chat claims variance was up to 4 hours, so plus or minus 2 hours.
Is
But
that
again,
for live? He's saying.
that's what he's claiming. That's something that I've been meaning to figure out here, and just to know, it'd be nice to know what was classic. What was the classic variance.
I mean, if you Google it right now,
Because I said, I actually mentioned that earlier, Braknar, that me and you were kind of looking into that because we thought it would be just the perfectest solution. But the problem is we can't trust people's memories. Like, we need actual proof that we can go to Nobog with and say, this proof here in my hand that you can look at is the reason this thing should be this way. I can't just go to him and be like, well, look, Detoxx remembers it was an hour, so we should run with that as canon.
all right here, like at this link. I don't know if it's classic, but they're all right here. A lot of them had 12-hour variants according to this.
I mean, don't link things to me because I'm not looking at Skype.
It's linked in the chat, but yeah.
Conscript says, go play Finny where the variance is plus or minus 2 hours. I'm going to take a second to talk about Finny because I've been drinking and I probably shouldn't. So, here's the thing. Here's why I would never play on Finny. If I understand correctly, there is a no 2-boxing rule over there. And I think that's amazing. I think that is a step in the most absolute right direction if you want to build a real community, because it forces people to interact and you don't.
It's not technically a no 2-boxing. You just can't play 2 on the same computer.
I mean,
you can use like 3 computers if you wanted to.
If I report you, like it's straight up allowed, or they just won't be able to catch you?
No, it's allowed. You just can't use 2 on the same computer.
So you are allowed to box if you have different accounts on different computers?
That's what I understand, yes.
Alright, look, I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that, and I'm just going to tip my hat and say good job on not allowing 2-boxing, because allowing 2-boxing is just a cancer sentence for a community. You need people to play all of the classes, and you need all of those classes to be needed. If everybody and their brother has a pocket druid, then, spoiler alert, there's no point in anybody playing a druid as their main because nobody needs them. Same thing with clerics, same thing with anything, buff bot, res bot, port bot. Like, it makes it so people don't play those characters as main characters, and that's shitty. Part of the reason...
You know what else is fun about not box, or when people could box? They would have like 37 mages and their pets would just sit on the spawn point and destroy anything. Any raid mob.
I knew a guy back on live that used to 6-box. and he had 6 computers and would straight up 6 box. And this was back in like Kunark. And I hated it, but hated it. There's too many ids in there. But I did hate it, but there was nothing I could do about it. Like, I was the first time like I ever realized someone would play more than 2 accounts at the same time. Or more than 1 at the same time, I mean. And so, I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think if you're going to have a rule that says you can't play 2 characters from the same computer, you should just say you can't play more than 1 character at a time. Saying you can play from multiple computers but not from the same computer sounds stupid and lazy. So I really hope that's not the case. I'm just going to pretend it's a hard no 2 boxing rule. What else? Some of the other things I will say, for anybody who really, really loves Luckland, loves Planes of Power, really wants to experience that kind of content, you should go check out the Timeline Progression servers by Daybreak, because they're doing those things. And I know some people that play over there, and I know one guy in particular that I'm buddies with. He doesn't play on P99. He's goofed around a couple times, but he generally plays live servers when he plays EverQuest. And he tells me he has a real good time, but he also likes boxing, and he's not there for the classic thing. He doesn't care about classic. He doesn't mind that Oasis and Row is all merged together, and the East and West Commons is all merged together. He doesn't mind the Freeport change, or the revamped zones, or all the quality of life things like target rings and spell sets and maps. And I mean, if you're one of those people, then go there, because you'll probably have a great time. But if you just want classic EverQuest, you need to www.project1999.com, because we still do classic EverQuest better than anybody else on the internet. And I'm not trying to fire shots, I'm just stating facts. I feel like I'm wrapping up. Do you guys have words? Because I'm getting to about the end of my spiel.
Please lower variance.
I agree.
I mean, look, if me or Braknar, or if any of you players, if you hate variance, if you hate it, and you want it shortened, find out what variance was on live during Velious. Find proof of that. Don't be like, I remember, and I'm 100% right because of this, and I know back in the day I did this thing, which
You know what
means...
I'm going to do?
Find me
I'm
proof.
going to make a favor. I'm going to make a thread in the bug section for everyone to discuss this. So we have people working on it, because variance sucks.
I'm telling you, if you guys find actual proof of what the variance was, I will take it to Nilbog. And I already know Braknar will back me on this. And we will go together and be like, this is proof that variance was this during this period, let's do it. Because I'll tell you right now, that would make staff lives easier, much, much more so. Much more so easier, I think, is what I was trying to say. Alright, Keister wants to know, what are your thoughts about guides on P99 using the tag dial a guide to piss off Dialport? I think Dialport needs to get a sense of humor, because that was funny as shit. That was super funny. Don't worry,
Come on,
Dialport.
guys. It's the internet, guys. Come on.
The guide program isn't moving in on your turf, I promise. You guys need to be able to take a moment and just giggle at yourselves, because it was funny.
And it lasted for like a day.
Also, you guys should welcome guilds like Teleport, because capitalism and competition. You guys shouldn't have a corner on the Teleport market. You need competition. That's how the consumer wins. Cheaper ports for everybody. Tracer wants to know if he can post a link regarding variance. I mean, if it's a legit thing...
Just put a thread up. Should put it there.
If it's a legit thing, you should put it in the bug forum, because honestly, I don't click anything anybody links in Twitch chat. Ever. Literally ever. Like, the most beautiful girl in my whole brain could be like, these are my nudes. And if she linked them to me in Twitch chat, I would not click that link.
I think we've lost Sirken.
You lost Sirken.
No, there you are. You were really staticky.
Oh shit. Am I dropping things? Let's see.
No, now you're fine.
No, I don't know. Look, I don't know. Sometimes the internet hates me. Let's see. Shazam. Oh yeah, guys, fire off questions. This is the time for questions. By the way, we're doing a speed round. Shazone wants to know: do you guys plan on implementing how pet pulling worked in Classic? And really, for like the first 11 expansions. I don't know. I read your words wrong. I'm sorry, dude. Do you guys plan on implementing how pet pulling worked in Classic and really for like 11 expansions? Again, I'm not a dev. Llandris isn't a dev. Braknar is not dev. If you find broken content, report it in the bug forum because I promise you the devs read that and they will fix it. That's what they do. They fix things. We on the CSR side are not devs. There's a separation there. And while I don't want to sound like I don't care, because I do, it's just hard for me because there's literally nothing I can do about it except refer you to the forums. Nix! Hi, Nix! You planning on streaming every week? Where does someone go to find out more information on the server? Well, Nix, that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. They can go to www.project1999.com to get all the information they need to start playing for free on this wonderful server. We do Classic EverQuest better than everyone else on the internet. Usually it's anybody else and that comes at the end, but it just got kind of squished in there early this time. There's no 2-boxing allowed. We ban people for that. There's also no third-party programs allowed. We ban for those too. So don't cheat and don't do fuckery. We also don't allow... What? I don't even know what words are coming out of my mouth. We don't allow real business shit of any kind. So keep your dollars in your pockets. You can't trade money for items. You can't trade bloomin' onions for items. You can't trade nudes for items. I mean, you probably could get away with that because it's real hard to track nudes, I suppose. But it's still against the rules. You can't trade literally anything that isn't a P99 thing for a P99 thing, or it is real business shit, and it is just simply not allowed. So, yeah.
You're starting to sound like a cold caller.
I'm starting to sound like what?
A cold caller for those companies.
Dude, it's just
like... They're pitch.
It literally could just be a script at this point. Although I fucked it up this time.
Yeah, you did mumble a little bit, but, you know.
Look, you know what?
You've been
Things
drinking.
took too long. Braknar is literally the worst person on the planet for how long he took to get back to me. And then Llandris was all like, oh, I have a kid, so I have to be responsible. And a dad. The nerve. The nerve of some people. How dare you care about your child, sir? How dare you? That's jokes, just in case you can't tell. I don't need to wake up tomorrow and see threads about how I'm bashing people for kids.
It's not a joke. He hates kids.
God, I don't. I hate... Alright, here's the thing. I don't hate kids. But when I see dumb kids, I get real pissed off at the parents. Because kids are... Like, when they're little, they're essentially the product of their parents' parenting abilities. And so if your little kid is a piece of shit, that's because you're a bad parent, not because the kid is a piece of shit. I know one person in particular who has a kid who is barely over 3 years old. And this kid is better potty trained than I am right now at this point of my life. Uses better grammar English words than I do at this point of my life. And honestly could pass for a full-grown adult in some situations. Like, it's mind-blowing. And other people see this and they're like, oh, that makes me want to have kids. And I hear these stories like, you would never put the work into your kid that this person puts into their kid. Your kid would never be like that. Your kid will be a piece of shit. But I can't say that to people. Because they get all rustled when you insult them. To be clear, Llandris, I don't think your kid is a piece of shit. I've never met your kid, so I don't want you to think I'm saying that. These are not shots being fired at you at all. I'm just
Yes,
kind of
I realize that. Don't worry.
Burrito, my little burrito. You don't want me to send you pictures. I am not photogenic. I don't take cute pictures. My fat rolls literally just gush over the side of my armrests, and it's hard for me to get things done. There's nothing cute, sexy, or attractive about it, and I assure you, you would probably vomit in your mouth if I sent you a picture of myself. And then, you'd probably see my mom in the background. There'd be a Hot Pocket. None of that needs to be a thing. Can you stream up sometime with the devs so we can pick apart their brain? Olaris, I've actually had some devs on. If you go to youtube.com/SirkenP99, look at the titles of some of the old SuperCasts, you'll find guys like Llandris have been on. A dev actually messaged me tonight, and so I'm gonna try real hard to get him on next week and see where we can go from there. But I would love to have devs on. I think devs have the absolute most unique point of view to give, because most of them don't deal with players or CSR or literally anything other than development work. And so it's always nice to chit-chat with them. Daltane wants to know if he can have a Guise of the Deceiver for being a stand-up citizen. You cannot. I just graduated from college last week, and I am now a new unemployed college graduate. Welcome to real life, conscript. Jokes aside, if you actually do possess any skills and you think you could be a dev, I would say shoot Nilbog a private message. I don't know how devs apply. I'm going to ask a dev that next week if I get one on. Because
I think it's like they maybe apply through the guide forum and we pass them to Nilbog. I think I've done that once.
Right, I know I've seen that before, but I have no idea what the proper avenue is if you just want to be a dev and not a a guide or a CSR person. But yeah, that's your answer. What do I think about the sleeper being awoken? I think it was stupid. Does anyone else have opinions on the sleeper being awoken?
Stupid.
I also don't really see the.
Alright, I'm just going to go with a universal stupid. It was selfish.
I enjoyed it.
You know what? Fuck you.
Just kidding.
How do you feel about that? What about flirting for items for players? Again, Nix, that's like nudes. Technically it's RMT because it's not a P99 thing for a P99 thing. But it would be super hard to prove. Super hard.
Fraps.
Fraps? I got fraps of you flirting. Banned.
Hashtag ban.
How? Keister wants to know, how is Dialport a monopoly that should embrace competition? It's not a corporation, but rather independent porters who work under one tag to make things easier for people looking for ports. No fruit snacks for you, good sir. No fruit snacks for you. And honestly, I don't even have an answer. I just wanted to read that question. Dig J, Dig I, Digaport. That's what that says. He wants to know, how do you have a guy like Detoxx on for a seemingly reasonable conversation when he is the root of a lot of hatred, anger, and petitions related to the raid scene?
Breaken, you gotta get your boys in check, bro.
Detoxx, this man is firing shots at you.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either. But, what say ye?
What say me what?
Do you feel as though you are blah 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 hatred, anger, and petitions?
No, I do not.
No.
But thanks to the smear campaign of one Hokushin from Rampage, I can see how it's perceived that way.
Speaking of smears, Pap Smears 15 wants to know, any chance you can talk about shit that matters? My 8 ball says highly unlikely. But thank you for your question. Calvin says, ha ha ha, keeping it real. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I don't know where we are. Nix wants to know, is doling out advice for something that he has no experience at, kind of like me running an HOT raid? Nix, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt and pretend you're not firing shots. Calvin wants me to know Burrito is hornier now. Tracer says, I bet you have washboard abs. I'm telling you, dude,
Washboard.
you could literally hide shit in my fat rolls. Like, if you're getting on a plane and all your shit won't fit in the carry-on bag, I can stash shit under my rolls for you. The only problem is sometimes they make me pay for 2 seats. And I don't like that. That's why I don't fly as often. Chin Up, you have the perfect voice to become a phone sex operator. Keister, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I'll tell you something. That's actually my backup plan. If this doesn't work, I'm going
Speaking
straight
of
to phone
Sirken,
sex.
you
What?
should zoom out.
I should zoom out of what?
In game.
In game, what am I zooming out of? Oh, did you fuckery me? God damn it. God, this is why we can't have nice things. Oh, see, now I just left a guild. What am I doing? I
Wait,
hate
were you in my guild? Get out of my guild.
I'm not in your guild. I'm hiding. Now Braknar can't mess with me. Bum, 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 bum. Any word on the progression server you guys talked about that would one day merge with Blue and be coming out? Here's the thing. We're not even going to do anything for any other server ever until we're done with Velious, and Stonebrunt's not even out yet. So, no, nothing. If I remember what Nobog said correctly, he said it would be nice to have like a preserved classic museum of sorts. And then when everything was finished, we would start a new server maybe and just run it through the proper timeline so that you only had the correct amount of classic time, the correct amount of time in Kunark, the correct amount of time in Velious. And then if we wanted to do custom content, we would tack it on to that maybe. But there would be a classic EverQuest museum, quote unquote, of sorts. Granted, this conversation / stream was a long time ago, but I feel like that was what Nobog said. Braknar, Llandris, if I'm wrong and you know I'm wrong, you can correct me on that. But I feel good about
I never heard that, but I like it. I mean, I think it sounds like it could be a lot of fun.
it. Well, oh, I was just about to take a shot at you. I'm sorry. I'm feeling all feisty tonight. I don't know what my problem is. I just want to argue with some people, apparently.
I think you're on your, second Smirnoff now?
Oh,
No, it's a
very
second
awesome.
Zima.
Second Mike's Hard Lemonade.
You're all assholes. Blah blah blah. Kevin Game says, nice to say hi, but question. What's your opinion on the BDA core members leaving to Finney, and expand on the RNF in the forums bad mouthing you? Would like an official something because that stuff was blatant. Here's the thing. I honestly, you cannot even measure the amount of fucks I give about what people say about me in Rants and Flames. I've been a GM on P99 for over 4 years. I've been on staff. I was a staff member on a previous CQME server for like 3.5 years before that. I feel like I'm literally immune to what's said about me in Rants and Flames. Anyone who has a serious opinion should never post it in Rants and Flames, because staff won't ever take that as serious opinion. As far as the opinion on BDA core members leaving to Finney, I have mixed feelings on that because I don't know for sure the actual reason on why it happened. I'd never want to see a guild of players leave the server, whether it's genocidal tendencies or BDA. I don't want to see it, period. If they left because of something that's changeable, then yeah, that makes me feel bad because it's something we could have fixed. If they left because of something that's not changeable, such as wanting instanced raiding or just simply not wanting to compete for mobs, then this might not be the game for them. And sadly, Classic EverQuest is not a thing for everybody. Not everybody wants it. Not everyone has the time for it. But I mean, it's EverQuest. It is what it is. This isn't Charity Quest where it's like, well, we know life is harder now. Here's your free stuff. It's classic EQ. It's supposed to be a giant pain in the ass. You probably should lose your wife and kids and dog and job and literally everything to be the best. Hi, Braknar. That's what Cap 5 wanted me to say.
Oh, hello.
Can you make something spawn so we can see high level skill of running? No. Atmos says everyone else whines about Sleeper being awakened because they are selfish. Pot kettle black.
Yeah, doesn't really make sense.
Right. Kevin Game, don't want to have a quick comment on it, but it was made top of the week. We're loving to know your thoughts. I feel like I just addressed it. How about No, I'm not reading that. That's shots. You stay on... Fuck that. That's why I don't play. I'm a volunteer. I leave when I want. Can you fill us in on greengrocer drama? Blah, 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 blah. So, again, I kind of touched on it earlier. Go watch the video, youtube.com/SirkenP99. It's got information. Basically, he is very upset about a lot of things. He was upset when he got bounced off staff, and then he found some other bullshit reasons to be upset. And now he's just soapboxing. It's gotten to the point where because the staff ignores him, he feels as though his best course of action is to attack players, especially streamers. He likes to go into your guys' channels and spam you with dumb shit. Again, I am real sorry that you guys have to deal with that. Best thing I can do is make you aware of the situation, let you know that every time it happens, it's greengrocer, and let you know that you should ignore him and report him and take a screenshot and upload it to Imgur and include that link in your report to Twitch, because that's how they will eventually deal with him. But, yeah, I mean, he's the one who released the document full of account names of players. He is the one who makes all kinds of stupid asshole names and spams things in your channels. He is the one who sends you whispers. And again, I am real sorry you guys have to deal with those things. But, you know, next time you find a supporter of his, just smack them in the mouth. Why do I think there's
Sirken,
so many... Yeah.
Here's a good question. Just a hypothetical in the raid scene. So let's say there's a foot race to, say, like Statue or Avatar. It's just a raid mob, right? Say Guild A wins the race. Say after 60 minutes, they still have not killed that mob.
Yeah.
What happens? Is it literally just anybody can cough up and just FTE it? Do we want people starting back from the race again? I mean, something I actually hadn't thought of. What do you think?
Well, I mean, as long as everybody's at the zone-in when it pops, I don't care where they are after that.
So the foot race is more like the person first get the chance.
Right, when the gunshot goes off. Like, that's the foot race. And until the mob is tagged, nobody has crossed the finish line. Like, technically, that first foot race is still in play until the mob is tagged.
Makes sense to me. That's kind of what I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
I have a real-life friend who wants to come over, and he just sent me a message that was like, hey, I'm in your neighborhood, but I just checked your Twitch, and I saw you're streaming. Fucking words, tell me when you're done. It scares me that people I know in real life might actually tune in and listen. The sleeper comment makes sense. Why does everyone else expect the top guild to work their ass off, not to reap their blah, blah, blah? It had nothing to do with that. The top guild wasn't even close to getting the people in their guild the gear that they needed and wanted from sleepers. Sleeper was woken as a knee-jerk reaction to other emotions. It wasn't done strategically. Yeah, whatever. Dude, Kevin says a lot of words. Blah, 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 variance, blah, 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 guilds, math, blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, Kevin. I know it sounded like I didn't read your question, but I did. I just didn't want to read and also speak all of your words. But, again, if you find proof of what the variance was in Velious on live during this point, send it to us, because Because we'll do that. Because then we can just play the It's Classic card and not deal with it. Keister, I promise you it's not a booty call. It is my nerd pal. There is no booty involved. So, on that fine note, I've got nothing else. Unless you fine gentlemen have something you'd like to add or refresh my memory on.
No, I just wish I'd actually paid attention to my Skype and been here earlier.
Yeah, you know, I
failed.
wasn't going to, and then I was going to, and then I talked to somebody who, I have a few people in this world whose opinions mean an absolute shit ton to me. And so I was talking to one of these people, and I explained the situation to them as best I could. And I was like, look, here it is. Like, do you think this is a good idea? And they were like, do it. So, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but they essentially said, do it. And I was like, yeah. So it's been done. Let me just check a thing real quick. We'll do one of these. I don't care about any of you because I'm apparently a bastard. Kevin Game, I hope I did answer all your questions. Bonkers. IP exemptions are done in batches on the forums. Please be nice to the guides, because let me tell you, I'm pretty sure Llandris is the only one doing IP exemptions right now. He's also more or less the only one doing the in-game queue, except the occasional time that someone else logs in and does it.
Minden's hitting that in-game queue a lot lately.
I haven't. Alright, but see, Menden's still kind of new, and he doesn't deal with as much shit as Llandris deals with.
Oh, that's for sure.
Don't get me wrong, though. I love Menden. He's just not where Llandris is yet. Llandris also has to deal with literally every single petition that is made on the forum. He has to open it and read it and see where it goes, and sometimes there's some legwork involved, and then he puts it in a box for somebody else. And you guys really should probably be in line to touch his butt. All of you. Because you owe him a little bit. You guys have no idea how much he helps in making the day-to-day of this server go.
We need to get Menden caught up too. To help with that.
I've been trying to be more active. The last couple weeks I canceled. Not canceled, but I stopped doing some other hobbies that require a shit ton of time, and I'm hoping to reallocate that time to hold on, I have to ban somebody. I'm hoping to reallocate that time to Project 1999 because I know that I haven't given as much time to the server as I have in previous years, but you know, real life got hard this year, and I found Rust last year in March and just went balls deep in that till like October, and you know, it was how everybody used to make fun of Rogan for disappearing into Star Wars for like 6 months. I straight up disappeared into Rust for like 6 months, and I'm sorry, I haven't been streaming, I haven't been doing any of my things, but I'm trying. The last time I checked my petitions, there was only 34 waiting for me. I'm actually going to check right now. Hold on. Advanced search. Keywords Sirken. Titles. Dun 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 dun. Petition. Not child form. Show us threads. Go! So 66. So Llandris, you've been busy this week, I see. I kind of hate your face right now for that.
Sorry, buddy.
You just doubled my workload.
I gotta keep you busy, man.
Yeah, you do.
So you don't have any kids.
I had a girl try to trick me into that shit before. She was gonna secretly stop taking birth control and not tell me. That was her super secret plan to like lock me down.
Oh, somebody is about to get banned. Somebody just trained the entrance here, and I think I saw who.
Oh, really?
I saw him.
Yes.
Why would he do it? I'm literally standing right here.
Frickin' no.
Who did it?
I think it was BEETEE here in Omni.
I don't
I
even
think I'd have to look through my logs at this
Oh
point.
shit, you mean right in front of me?
Yeah, literally, yes.
I'm
Look,
looking down at my
Was
phone
that
writing
wait?
text messages.
Was that caught on Twitch?
I mean, I was
Yeah.
sitting there recording, so it's
That is
definitely
hilarious.
it's definitely recorded. I
Oh
just
my
won't
god.
be able to check it for a minute. But god damn, guys. How
Wow.
did these things happen even?
That's not good.
I don't even know what happened. I got someone asking in zone, like, is it this or that? I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea what the situation is. I'm just standing here.
All I know is it was flurry drakes, and those aren't anywhere but from north. So I don't even know how they got there.
Wow.
Did I just do dumb shit?
don't worry, I'm on it. I'll take care of it.
That's
I'm
good.
looking through my logs.
Let me
I'll be.
tell you
I'll see who.
something.
What's that?
I'm gonna tell you a thing. It's alright, time out. All of you people who stream, let me just say, I tip my hat to you guys. 100%, not being sarcastic, not being like facetious or any of those fancy words. I legitimately tip my hat to you guys. Because most of the time, not recently, because we all know, like, literally my streaming habits have been the worst thing in the world. But when I used to stream regularly and you wonderful people would come hang out, I usually have a video pre-prepared that I would record earlier in the week and play it, and then I don't have to worry about anything, and literally the only thing I have to do is focus on a conversation. As soon as I have to do literally anything else, it seems everything instantly goes to shit. And so to you guys who do stream and play, tip of the hat. Because I do not know how on earth you manage your chat and still manage to participate in a group and not be either super shitty at the game or super shitty at chat. Usually I'm very bad at one or the other. And so I just wanted to take a minute to appreciate. Speaking of appreciating streamers, let me also say, I don't know if you guys know this, but as a staff member on P99, I do want to say thank you to all of you guys, because I don't know if everybody knows, but as someone who does spend a lot of time on Twitch visiting random streams and occasionally streaming myself, I know that I can't even begin to count the times how often I've heard someone say, like, oh my god, I can't believe this is a thing. Like, I never knew this existed like this. And they find Project 1999 for the very first time because of people like you that are out there streaming. Some of you have made me mods in your channel, and I appreciate it more than anything else. It means a ton to me. But at the same token, I'm so terrified of overstepping boundaries and abusing power that I generally don't use mod stuff unless something is blatantly over the top wrong. But I don't know how else to say it other than thank you. We absolutely do appreciate you guys streaming Project 1999 because it helps the project. It helps the server. I've been doing this for probably 2.5 years. This summer will be 3 years. And in that time, I really cannot tell you how many times I've seen people say, I found this server because of either my stream or because of Micah's stream or Famas' stream or Skylius' stream or Burrito's stream or any other streamer who I'm probably leaving out and is getting mad. But I feel like those are the bigger ones. And so thank you, because we do appreciate that. And we do know that it helps the server. Micah, I don't need to be a mod in your channel. I can listen to your sweet, soothing, like, midnight to 3 a.m. radio voice and it puts my heart exactly where it needs to be. So yeah, and again, streamers, let me just say, I'm super sorry about the greengrocer shit. I know some of you have been dealing with more than others of you. Some of you get it worse than others, is what I'm trying to say. But at one time or another, I feel you've all gotten it. Unfortunately, he likes to pick on the people who have lots of views because that's how he gets an audience, that's how he gets attention, and that's really what he wants more than anything else, is to try and stay relevant while beating the same dead horse he's been beating since November. But yeah, I mean, I know we don't talk about it much, but I do want you to know, like, we're aware of it. We feel bad for it, but we're not Twitch moderators. Like, there's nothing we can do on Twitch about it. So all I can ask you guys to do is spread the word so that people know exactly who is responsible for this bullshit, and that they can place their feelings in the appropriate slots for when it comes time to hate people. That's my story. I'm done. I'm done with your words. I'm finding someone excellent to host. Breaken!
What's up?
I'm very happy you joined us this evening. Do you have any final words or thoughts or anything?
No, not really.
Oh, not really. Well, that's wonderful. I will say, if anyone liked Breaking a lot, maybe the sweet tone of his voice, maybe the confident swagger of his I'm not going to say too much, go to www.project1999.com, because in the guild discussion forum thread section, I'm pretty sure there's a recruitment thread, and you can find out all the information you need to join, because he's too lazy to tell you where to go to do that on your own. But all shots firing aside, thank you very much, Breaken, for joining this evening. I am glad you came on. I feel like we don't do this enough. I feel like... Oh my god. I just saw a thing, and I'm the worst person for it because it's going to make me send a text message to somebody. But, words I just saw... Somebody on... Why do I say things when I type them? I feel like that's something retarded people do. Sorry, don't answer that. Detoxx.
Yes.
Closing words, statements, anything? If you were
No,
Alistair Thorne with a rope around his neck and I was Jon Snow, would you have anything clever to say to me?
Yeah. Apply to my guild and have fun.
Yeah, same thing. Project1999.com. Aftermath. There's a thread. It's got links. You can click on those links and they'll tell you what to do if you want to join that. These are arguably, these are arguably the top two guilds on the server. They do go back and forth. Sometimes one guild is on top and another time another guild is on top. But generally, these guilds don't drop below the number 2 spot. So if you want competition and you don't have a wife or kids or pets or a job and you're okay with neck bearding and hot pocketing and poop stocking, these are the guilds for you. Does that sound about right? Did I hit your guys' recruitment ploy pretty good?
Sounds great.
A plus. Oh, Llandris. Llandris, let me tell you a thing real quick.
Sure.
I'm not big on the whole, like, let's all hold hands and suck each other off and praise each other thing. Like, I'm generally
I'm happy
one
that
of
you're
the
not like that.
Right.
So you're saying, but Llandris is? I don't get where you're going.
No,
with
what's
this.
up with this,
hold
man?
on.
First you bash my kid.
Hold on. All of
And
you
now
shut
you-
your nerd mouths. But I will say, as someone who's been around this project for a while, and as somebody who has seen many staff members come and go and come and go and come and go, people like you really, really are the unsung heroes of this project. Because people like me get lots of credit just because I've been around so long, and they're like, oh, well, If it's good, praise Sirken, and if it's bad, off with his head. But honest to God, you deal with the day-to-day shit. You are the person who helps the actual average player. I was talking with a friend earlier who plays, and they're not in a guild that would be considered Class C or even Class R. They're so casual that they wouldn't even be Class R. They would be class casual. And oh shit, where was I going with that? Doesn't matter. Look, doesn't matter. Llandris, I know I don't always say like, you're doing a great job, buddy. But you should know, and I'm always saying this because I'm a little tipsy, you should know that you are absolutely appreciated, because I know what it's like not to have somebody like you, and it sucks. It sucks a big bag of dicks. And you
I'm
know,
waiting for Sark to be like, I love you, man.
I'm waiting
no,
for it.
I
Man.
do love him, actually. I do love him. Because you know what? He reminds me of Eunomia in a way. Like, I loved Eunomia. She did so much shit. And when she decided she was done, like, that sucked. That sucked so bad. And I remember thinking, we're never going to find anybody. We're never going to find anybody to do these things. I will say Llandris, you can blame her for that, but because before her, that wasn't a thing. Like, all the verifying you do, I used to have to do that myself before her.
I mean, we can revert back to that.
We can't. At this point, we can't. Like, I am set in my ways. I'm old now. I'm old. I can't go back. But at a bare minimum, I do want you to know that I appreciate the absolute shit out of you, because I know I don't say that shit to you often in Discord or Skype or wherever we talk. And I don't know where the fuck Llandris is. I don't know if he's ever coming back. I know he was going to be AFK in April, but we're past April and I haven't seen him. So, if he's going to have such a fancy name, he needs to come back to the stream. Or not the stream, the server. I miss him too. It's so hard to find good help that doesn't go batshit crazy. Yeah, so yeah, that's my spiel. Braknar. You haven't been on stream for a real long time.
I'm actually dealing with like a raid dispute literally right this second.
Tell them to fuck off. Unless
this is what I get for being
just
visible.
happened in TOV, tell
it
them
did.
to fuck off. How?
Okay.
How? Is this about the raid mob or the people that just died at the entrance?
No, this is about an FTE. It's
about
a long story.
Sevalak?
Yes.
He's FFA.
FTE is king.
Well, so yeah, so the thing is,
FTE on 2 mobs. This is a problem, Breaking. This is a problem.
We weren't going for him.
You can't have FTE on 2 mobs. Braknar, you're in charge for a second. I got a phone call.
So yeah, I thought I guess there's not a rule, but I thought there was like an agreement or discussion about you have to like call out the dropping of an FTE. Like I certainly see Seb was dropped.
Give me a minute. Let me finish this. I'll call you right back.
Oh, he's talking on his phone. At any rate, I'm still talking to people. There's no decision.
I might have forgot to mute my mic for that.
Yeah, you did. We heard it all.
I noticed when I went to unmute my mic that I didn't mute it. That's when I noticed.
I say we put him to the rope, Braknar.
Me?
No.
Because that doesn't
Breaking.
sound pleasant. I don't want to be put to anything. Oh, Breaking.
No.
Fine. Put him to all the ropes. Sorry, Breaking. I'm outnumbered. I'm outgunned. I'm throwing you under the bus. Alright, well, here's the thing. Braknar, this is your moment to say things. The last things that people will hear until I drown it all out with my words.
Oh, I don't have a whole lot to say. Just,
Well,
we're trying to work on the raid scene. It's a slow process. It sucks for all that people think it sucks from their perspective. I would almost guarantee you it sucks just about as much from mine. But we're still trying, and I haven't given up yet. So there's that.
I do want to say, for all the people who think Sirken just sits up on his throne of crazy and does whatever he wants, there are a lot of things that, like, I might be the one who makes the post, but me and Braknar talk about a lot of things. And there are times where I come to him to sound things off purposely because I want him to play devil's advocate. Because that's what you need sometimes with ideas. Because when you have an idea, you think it's great. And you need somebody else to show you the holes in it. And I will say, Braknar, you've been a great help with things like that. Because, I mean, you've been in situations where sometimes just an extra pair of eyes really goes a long way. And it helps. Helps a lot. I know I was super happy that Llandris was in TOV last week with me. Like, I would try to see which way he was facing so I could guess which 2 doors he was watching. And then I would face the other way so that I could watch the opposite 2 doors. And what we eventually saw was a guild train itself every time, but maybe once. One time I'm not 100% sure who caused the train, but I know every other time they did train themselves, and it was pretty horrible to watch. But that's how people get better. Like, hold on, time out. Don't let me just talk shit. Every guild sucks at first, but guilds like Awakened and Aftermath, and before that Rampage and Forsaken, and before that IB and TMO, like, it doesn't matter how far back you go. Really, because I don't remember what guild tags were around during beta, but I want to say it was Rampage and Forsaken, and both of your guilds used to have weekly scheduled beta raids where you would go into these zones, you would see how they worked on P99, and you would start testing how you would do them when they went live. Whereas you have CSG guilds who are doing TOV now for literally the very first time. Didn't practice it on beta, didn't practice it before now, and they're just like, oh, I don't know how fucking Awaken and Aftermath do this like clockwork. But I mean, everybody sucks at one point or another. You take your lumps, you learn from your mistakes, you get better, and you grow as a guild. That's how that works. You're not just going to show up and be Master Crusher Destroyer. I feel like that's it. We're done, right? You guys don't have anything else? Braknar, you got words?
Nope.
I like that. Guess what? You guys are going on hold. Boop. So listen, guys. I think we ran a little bit longer than we were supposed to run tonight. That being said, I would like to thank all of you for hanging out. There is literally twice as many people here right now as I was expecting to be here. And I want to say I appreciate that. It means a lot to know that at least 120 people give a shit about the server. And I know sometimes we get off topic, and I know sometimes I just ramble, and I can say some pretty dumb shit. I know. But it does mean the world to me. And it means the world to my guests when you actually care about what they have to say. I will do the very best that I can to bring you conversations and people that you want to hear from and about. And, until then, you should hit the follow button so you don't miss things. I don't know what kind of schedule I'm doing. If I don't do a SuperCast, I'll try to do a petition quest. But at a bare minimum, I will try to give you 1 video a week, 1 stream a week, 1 something a week. I thought about a thing where I was going to make, like, specific videos. I had an idea to do a thing like, blah, blah, blah about this. And while I was searching the YouTube, I actually saw somebody made that exact, not exact, but more or less made the exact video that I was thinking in my brain. And they made it much, much, much better than I would have made it. And so I scrapped that whole idea, because if somebody's already doing something and they're doing it better than I would do it, I'm not going to do it. I'll also say, my nose is all fucked up. Hold on. Sorry about that. I had shit in my nose. I'll also say part of the reason I started streaming is because back in the day, like 2.5 years ago, when I looked at it, I didn't like the people that were streaming 2.5 years ago. There was one streamer who I thought was really good, who streamed P99. And when he started slowing down and getting ready to quit, I would try to go to other channels and I would watch those channels. And I just didn't like it. I looked at it and I was like, you know what? I can do this better than them. With no effort, I can do this better. And I feel bad sometimes because I know there are people out there streaming who actually do put lots of effort into their stream. Lots of effort. They have webcams, they have whole setups behind them, they have overlays and backgrounds, they have all the things, and I put nothing into that. And you guys are essentially here because I'm a GM. I am not unaware of that. But I will strongly encourage you to check out some of the other P99 streamers, because a lot of them nowadays, fast forward to now, back then not so much, but right now, in this moment, we have a lot of really good streamers. Kate P99, I see you wording in my word box. She's one of them too. But Kate P99 is worth a follow. Micah Davis is worth a follow. Famas1171 is worth a follow. Skylius is worth a follow. Burrito is worth a follow. Did I say Micah Davis? I feel like I did, but just in case, Micah's worth a follow. Ice Striker's worth a follow. There's a lot of P99 streamers that you guys really should check out because, well, you're thinking, EverQuest isn't exciting to watch. That's stupid. I'm only here in case you give away a guise. You would be surprised how entertaining some of these people are. And so, please, please, please do check them out. A lot of them are absolutely worth it. A lot of them I follow myself. A lot of them I hang out with. Words and words and words and words. So I'm going to give you to one of them right now. I do motherfucker, I just can't even copy things? Is that where we are now? Wow! I just saw a thing that completely changed my mind on what I was going to do. So F that noise. F it in the butt. I'm sending you guys somewhere completely different. Well, that's a sound. Alright, hold on. Let's sound together. Oh my god. You know what? I don't even care. Because here's the thing. If I do what I want to do, I'm going to get grief about it. And if I do what I don't want to do, I'm going to be pissed off about it. So, I'm just not going to do anything. You guys, have a wonderful night. I will try to stream for you guys next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I promise. Until then, youtube.com/project1999. It will have the things you missed tonight. And it will have all the things that I've done before tonight. So you should check those things out. Or else, how will you ever learn about ghost ships or Boat Simulator, the MMO? And I feel like I can pretty much rest my case on that. Have a wonderful night, pals. I don't even know what I'm pushing anymore. I'm trying to push buttons. Buttons aren't coming out right. This is it. We're good. Have a good night.